What's going on YouTube? GraveCinder here, and welcome back for another episode of Cities Skylines. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic new year. I know I did. And we're back for the very first video of 2019. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. And first order of business is we're going to check in on our now 8 residents in our city. The cars are all gone. They've gone out and about, and not a whole lot going on this lane. But I'm glad they're happy, right? 2019 bringing only good things. And with that said, just wanted to do a quick overview of everything in the city. As you guys can see, we pretty much have everything finished up. So we've last episode we finished up this corner over here, which looks really nice. I'm quite proud of that one. And we've been focusing a lot on this area over here the last few episodes. What we're going to do this episode is we're going to focus more on mass transit. We touched a little bit on it last episode as well. So today we're going to take care of buses and the bus lines. And if we have any time left, we're going to do a little bit of light zoning. And remember guys, I said that this is going to be the very first area that we're going to zone once we actually start zoning. And what I did is I've upgraded the roads to the roads with trees. And you'll notice in some areas, they're not roads with trees, roads with grass. What am I talking about? But some of these roads, like portion right here, doesn't have any grass, and that means that is the portion of the road that we are not going to be zoning in. So anywhere you see like this road right here, there won't be any houses to the side of that road, as well as up here. I think before we get into placing additional mass transit routes, buses, options, and whatnot, I think we should review what we currently have and what needs to be added. Oh, and look, we gained a resident. We now have 9 people. Awesome. But okay, going into the mass transit tab over here, we'll select buses, and while we do have a bus depot, we actually do not have any bus lines. So that is something that we're gonna place. Trams, we do have trams already, and trams are only located right here in this area. We have one line going clockwise and one line going counterclockwise, and I think that's where we're gonna leave them. I don't think we're gonna do any more trams. Metro / subway, we do have that already established as well, however well it may or may not work. So we have a connection going from the airport. It stops right here in this area. That is TBD of what is going to be. And then we have a metro connection over here at the university. We have another one right here, and another one right here, and then it just stops. Then over here we have an additional line that goes all the way around. There's a stop right there as well. Comes through here and leads to the area here where we have a couple of attraction buildings, as well as the stadium for the upcoming matches. Now, as you guys know, if you have this particular DLC, that there is a lot of people that go to watch the soccer or football match. So in the event that you don't have a mass transit connection to the soccer field, football field, there would be a ton of traffic trying to get in and out. Trains, we don't have a whole lot of that. We only have one train station right over here at the edge of the city. And I think we're actually going to keep it that way. For the cargo harbors, or the regular harbors, I'm sorry, we have two of them. So we have one here and we have one here. We currently do not have a cargo harbor, and I'm not sure if we're gonna have one. I really don't see a place where we can put one, but that's a-okay. Airport, as you guys know, we already have one that is beautifully placed right over here on this little man-made island. And monorails, we do have a monorail connection going throughout the major part of the city, which is this place right here. So we have it starts right here. Or it doesn't start right there, but that's one of the places where it can start. Then we have one over here, comes all the way around here. It has an option to go straight or cut in through here. So if it cuts in through here, it's gonna go across. Another stop right there. It loops around and it comes back right over to this side. And the same thing on this side over here. The cable cars, we do have a very short line that is right there and just comes up all the way over here. I really only placed this so we can say that we did it. That's really the only reason. And I think we'll keep it that way for now, unless at a later point we see additional need for them. And taxis, we do have the taxi depot hanging out right over there. And in one of the previous episodes, we already placed a couple of taxi stops. So we have two here. We have them kind of scattered around this area, even a couple over here. Where I don't really have one is over here in this particular area. So I think that's where we're gonna do it right away. So I know I'm gonna want one right over here, and I do want one right there, and we're gonna place one right there. And I think that should do it. I don't think we're gonna need any more. And I skipped the ferries while I was in the ship tab. So ferry-wise, as you guys can see, we do have a ferry line right over here. What we are gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and connect the ferries right under this bridge that goes kind of like so. Perfect. And then from here, we're going to want a connection that's going to come out all the way. Kind of like so. And I actually want the ferry line to get as close, not as close, but fairly close to what we have going on here. There we go, something like that. I bet you these guys over here are going to be pretty pissed if a ferry comes through and scares away all the fishies, because that is the fishing pier. And we're going to go ahead and put a stop to it right there. Now, additionally, what I wanted to do is I wanted to do just a little bit of work over here in this area. And we are going to put a ferry stop right over here. And that ferry stop is going to be this one. So let's see, ooh, I just had a green light. That actually looks pretty good. I'm just gonna have to rework this road just a tiny bit. I do want it kind of centered. Let's see if we do. Something like this, if that'll work. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see if we can hook up the road to it right away. And how about just something like this? Too curvy. I'm gonna have to rework this a little bit, and I will be right back. Well, here we have it. The ferry stop. So really all I did is adjusted the terrain a little bit, as I said I would, and connected the roads, and lastly I just added a volleyball court. I thought that looked pretty nice there. I did also go ahead and connect the route, and that looks just about so. I think that should work just fine. But we also cannot forget to place a ferry depot. Now, ferry depot naturally is required if kind of like a bus depot, right? So if you want to have the buses come out of there, you've got to have the bus depot. Same thing with the ferry depot. And actually, now that we're here, I'm not hating this location for it. I think we can scoot it a little bit more, so maybe about there. That way we have more room for the water pumping stations if we need more. But I think I'll go ahead and keep this this here. We can just connect the road right there, and maybe something like that right there as well. I think that should be just a-okay, and I think we're high enough right here to where the ferries can easily get under the bridge. And let's see if that's a possibility. We have lost residents, by the way. We're down to 7 now. Okay, I think something like that should be just fine. Nice little curvy path for the ferries to take. I think that that should be pretty good. And while I'm here, I want to just make sure that it's got water, and it does. It's actually right on a water pipe. Perfect. Alright, now that we have the ferry depot, it would only make sense for us to go ahead and connect the ferry stops, right? So I actually tried doing that in a recording that I deleted on purpose, and that is of course to save you guys the painful watching of me trying to figure out what I did wrong. So let me explain it to you, and it'll be much shorter, trust me. As you can see right here, I adjusted the road just a little bit So I pushed the ferry stops in. If you guys go back and take a look at the previous video, the ferry stop was sticking out pretty far out into the canal, and the ferries would just kind of stop and not go through because they couldn't turn around and whatnot. So I got that figured out over here on both sides. Moving on to over here, yes, I finally did. I went ahead and I deleted that oddly looking piece of road that we had right there in that area. So that is no longer there. It is now replaced by two ferry stops that used to be right over here. So I moved them right over here. And that is of course due to the ferries being unable to turn around and go back out the other way. So they would too come over here and stop, freeze, and then just disappear. Right, so we went ahead and got that fixed. A couple little detailed touches there, some trees, and voila, we have a functioning transport route for our ferries. So now what we have to do is we have to go ahead and connect to them. So we're going to go from here, we're going to come to right there. We're going to come down here, visit this stop. We're going to make a loop, come over here, and connect to this one right here. So I'll go ahead and I'll speed up the simulation. I'll turn it into a time lapse so you guys can see how the ferries are going to work. Alright guys, there you have the complete route that the ferries are going to take. Moving on to the next order of business. We do have to connect the ferry stop that we have right over here to, say, this one right over here, or maybe even this one over here. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna want to start over here. Let's go, and looks like they're going and taking this route. So we'll try something like this, and then we're just gonna come all the way back out here, and it doesn't even appear that we're going to need this part of the path. So we're just gonna go ahead and destroy it. Perfect, and we're not even sure if actually the ferry is gonna come out here or not, simply due to the fact that this ferry stop is not turned on. Let's see if one's gonna leave, and yes, it will. I am actually going to decrease the ferry amount, and let's see, that is I believe that's this one here. Yep, and we're just gonna go down to one ferry for this particular stop. This one can remain with 3. Okay, perfect. Moving on. So ferries, we have covered metros. I think I'm actually gonna leave that the way it is for now, simply due to the fact that I want to see how exactly everything's going to turn out, how much use we're going to get out of the current metro system that we have, and if there's a need to rework the whole system. I know it's kind of odd that we don't have a connection from here to here per se, but I just want to leave it like this for now. And I think we can finally move on to buses. So first off, I want to show you guys this one right here. This is a large bus station. Let me place it over here so you guys can see in the event that for any reason you don't have it. And how this works is you get a bunch of these slots that you can create routes. So for example, you can have a bus. This is a bus hub, but you can have a bus leaving from here, and that's going to come over to this area, and then come back all the way out here, and meet with all these other buses. So that's one way of doing it, to have kind of like a little central hub for all the buses where they park and everything. However, since we have this nifty little concoction right here that is called the Monorail Bus Hub, we're going to use this for that purpose. And I am going to want, I want to say, let's say one bus from here, and one bus from here at the very least, and they're going to go to different parts of the city. So let's go ahead. So if you're coming through here, grab this middle one. How are you getting out?
No matter what stage of life you're in, we have the perfect noodles for you.
So you've got to go all the way over there to turn around, which isn't really something that I wanted that I want the bus doing. If it's there, it's leaving from there, but then if I wanted to come back, where does it go? Let's start it. Just gonna put it right there for now, and we're gonna make it come back. Okay, so it's gonna go all the way around, which actually isn't a bad route. I quite like it because it's coming through here and coming out and coming through here. It's even gonna cover this metro stop, looks like, which is pretty cool. So let's do that. We'll have a bus stop start right there. I'm gonna want it to come, and we'll have it stop right there. So that's going to be its very first stop. This is the other arterial road, so we're gonna come in. We're gonna make a right. There is going to be buildings there alongside that road, so we'll make two stops there. From there on, the bus can head and stop right there. I am gonna want it to come through here as well, so we'll do that. We'll come around down here. Remember, here we're not gonna have any houses, so that's a perfect stop for a bus.
Welcome back. This is Elle, playing you the best music around. Don't go away because I'll be
We can come through here, and we are going to have a stop right there. Actually, correction. Let's have a stop right here. That way we can come in and visit this monorail station here. No, you know what? That's not going to work because we don't have a road connection there. Actually, it will. It will because we'll have a stop right there. We'll have a stop right there, so we're going to come in through here, pick up anybody that wants to take the bus from this part of the neighborhood. We're going to then we're going to come right there because we have the pathways there. And we're gonna come and loop around, and we're gonna finish it off right there. I think that's it's a pretty long run. I think think we're gonna need maybe 5 or 6 buses for this this particular run alone. And I think that should work just fine. I think we cover a large amount. We can always edit this later, add a stop or remove a stop in the event that we need more coverage. But I like this run a lot. Yep. So we'll keep it. Moving on over here to this side. Let's see if that's doing the same thing. So we're gonna start over here on this side. Perfect. All right. Now we're gonna have a similar run coming over here to this side. So we're gonna leave here. This is the only way in. So let's do this. We're gonna have a stop right here. We're gonna have it kind of make a big ol' circle here. We're not gonna have a stop here. I want these guys to use the taxis. So we are gonna make a stop over here in front of the hospital, which is also near the harbor, which is good. We're gonna make a run that stops right over here in front of the area where the stadium is. We can actually even have it. We can have it come in, make a stop here. This is a one-way road, and we're gonna exit that. And we're gonna come back out and make a stop right here because we have a pathway there, just because we can really. And then we're gonna come back out, and we'll finish the loop. And looks like we're making this this kind of a deal. So now that we're here, we can add a stop right there because we're close to the metro station. And even this little pathway right here that leads all the way across, which then would eliminate the need of a bus. But let's hope that some of our citizens do actually end up using it. Okay, I'm actually not gonna flood this area with buses. We have the monorail station there. We do have a couple of metros that are not quite nearby, but they are there in that vicinity, covering this this part. Let's see, buses. I do want to I want to have a bus line that's gonna go, say, there. I kind of wanted to cover this whole area here. So we'll make a stop there. One there. One right there. Actually, we'll have it stop right there next to that pathway. One stop there. One there, and we're gonna finish it off. Now here we are gonna have a counterclockwise run as well. So let's see, stop there. Gonna have one there. And just really repeat all of the stops. And there we go. I think we are perfect right there for transportation. And now we got to focus on this area. Let's see. I do want to bring these guys to this this monorail bus hub. So let's start another run from here, and we're gonna have it come to this harbor right there, and we're just gonna have it loop around. So we're gonna have a stop there, one there, one there, don't really think we need one here, but we'll put one here anyways. And then I wanted to just come right back. Perfect. Let's see. Wow. That is very poorly planned out. Okay, so starting again, right there. Okay. All right. I don't really see what I did wrong, but for fun, let's add a stop right there. That way we know exactly. Not there. Um, there. So we know exactly which way we're gonna go. So I'll stop there. Gonna have one there. I mentioned before we're gonna have one there. There, we can even have one there. All right, now let's see where we made a mistake. Okay, that is because we have come all the way out here, and we have no way to come back in here, because this is a one-way and this is a intersection here where the buses cannot cross, which is fine. Which is fine because we can hopefully do something like this. And let's see if that'll work out better. It will. He's gonna have to come out here and turn around. I think for this run that's gonna be okay. So the route stayed exactly the same going out this way, except for this changed over here. So we did save a whole lot of big old trip for this particular bus without having to come all the way down here and turn around. So I think that's going to be just a-okay for now. And you know what? Once we fully 100% finish up this area over here, I am going to have a couple of buses coming over here and bringing all the workers to the industrial areas. But for now, I'm fairly certain that there's going to be a couple more changes coming in through here before we are 100% finished with it. And here we have all of our buses leaving the depot. I think it's really cool to leave to see all the buses leaving the depot itself. That is a lot of buses. I'm gonna worry about adjusting the count in the future. For now, we're just gonna go ahead and let all of them dispatch. My God, that's a lot of buses. We're gonna let them all dispatch, and we'll check in on them here in a moment.
We make sure you always hear your phone in our
So
commercials.
while we let all the buses settle in their routes, I think we're gonna zone a couple more houses here. I promised in the beginning episode that we would. So let's go ahead and dig in. So we'll have a house there, one there. And if you guys have been following the series, I mentioned before that we're not really gonna mass zone this area. We're simply gonna have some spread out housing throughout. So we'll do something like that. Let's go ahead and we'll put the game on 3-speed. We're actually not gonna zone anything there. Let's zone a bigger house there. Another bigger one there, and maybe we can even put a smaller one here. And look at that. That's turning out to be really nice already. Just as I imagined. By the way, that this windmill is gonna disappear. Why is there a shortage of water there? Okay, we can. Well, let's do this for now, like that, and we'll connect it right there. I think everywhere else we should be good to go. All right, we do have a little bit of demand for commercial, and commercial I mentioned that we're gonna put right here. I'm actually gonna do that and that for now. Kind of want to zone around here, and we will. Well, we're gonna connect to the windmill here, so all the power transfers, and all of these buildings have enough. I'm gonna put that there. And we'll get back to zoning zoning residential while that that builds up. We'll do that right there for now. Actually, I said I wasn't going to zone anything on the roads without trees, so or without grass, so we'll leave it just like that. We can even start zoning in this little cul-de-sac area here. I think that should be good. Not sure if power is going to be able to transfer all the way out here, but we can do this. And just like that, we have about 235 people living in our city. Power has evenly transferred, which is really cool to see. I'm gonna activate this taxi depot and this particular blimp stop, so we'll leave that there. And before this area turns into a fully mass populated area, we're gonna go ahead and end the episode there. If you guys take a look at the views, this is exactly what I meant and wanted when I built this area. I wanted like little levels for houses, and that's exactly what's developing here now. And I think it's going to look absolutely fantastic once it's all zoned. We add some trees to kind of fill in the neighborhood, and we'll go from there. But before the episode turns into an hour, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in for another episode. Let me know what you think about the mass transit layout, if we have enough buses, metros, if you think we should add anything. And we'll go from there. As always, guys, be the best that you can be in everything that you do. And we'll see you on the next episode.